Hey Ari,
Yeah, how you feeling?
it's been a while since we last spoke. How have you been doing?
Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good. It's like 9 o'clock. I was about to say it's like my bedtime, but it's not really, not quite, almost.
Have you been doing well? Have you been able to take some time out from your busy schedule for yourself?
Yeah, I've been actually feeling really good for the most part. Obviously there's, it's up and down, but I've been feeling very free, very happy, very like I feel like I have a good direction in my life right now, which is nice.
Since you were talking about direction, I recently read your recent interview, where you describe your upcoming album as something that you're growing into your own happiness. I'm sure it's been quite a journey for you in terms of how as you are evolved as an artist. Can you walk me through your thoughts and what has been your approach for this upcoming album?
Yeah, well, I mean, I definitely, wow, so much I could say. I mean, I'll focus on the positive, which is that I feel like I um have really rediscovered myself in a really big way that maybe was obvious to other people but wasn't obvious to me necessarily, but it kind of was at the same time. I've just been feeling really like free and empowered to explore myself and to be like, I'm choosing my sense of happiness. I'm choosing what makes me happy. And I think everybody should have the opportunity to find a way to be able to do that, whatever that means for them. Um, I feel very lucky, and I think that's going to be well. I know it's going to be very reflective in the music. So there's a lot of love in the music, like a lot of love in the music, and not even just like I don't mean just like romantic. I just mean like my heart is really in this music, and my stories are really in this music, and I feel like I just gave yeah, I'm still giving so much to it, and it's giving me a lot back. Just listening back to it, it feels amazing. So I'm really excited.
Being real with your music has always been something that has resonated with your audience. Your listeners are such a huge part of your life. How important has that been for you to build that connection with your listeners? And how have you evolved because of it? Being real with your music has always been something that has resonated with your audience. Your listeners are such a huge part of your life. How important has that been for you to build that connection with your listeners? And how have you evolved because of it?
It's like crazy. Like I feel like my the people that I go to, like everybody who's following me or anyone I'm making a video for or talking to or any of it has really given me nothing but grace and love and respect and time and just an forever evolving, unfolding form of love that is just continues to surprise me over the years, like no matter what it is that I'm going through and no matter what state how ready I am to be loved, I feel like people are right there and I feel so yeah, I just feel so lucky. I feel like I don't know if I hope that everybody gets that, in their life, in some way, shape, or form, because it's just so forgiving and so just forgiving is not the right word because it's not like that. It's just like they're just so like ready and eager to accept me, and I feel exactly the same way, towards them. And I I even if I'm not responding to every single thing, like I'm all the time opening up my Instagram, and even just like with that post I made recently with everybody, I was like, like what's going on in your life? Like I'm all the time, like I'm always thinking about it, always like reading what people are saying, if I have something to say, chiming in, or just liking something or um yeah. Um I could go on. It's great. It's really great. Yeah,
Right.
I feel very
Speaking of fans, everyone is excited for you to come back to India. It's been a while. 2019, you were last here, but this time it's the bigger set. You are performing at Lollapalooza India at the second edition of it. What should we expect from your set list, and what are you expecting from the audience that's coming to watch you?
it's like so much time, has been built up in terms of me being there again, for me and for everybody, probably people have seen me before or haven't seen me before. So I think I know there's a lot of expectation on the table, a lot of, anticipation, and I am gonna go so above and beyond in honoring that and, like, taking it to a whole 'nother level where it's like, to me, it's not just about showing up and arriving and doing what people expect me to do, but it's about doing what I love to do in a way that I know they'll love, and I know we'll love it together, and I know that's gonna be just so special, and I feel like it's gonna be very I can already feel the connection building, and I can't wait to feel that in person, so it's gonna be great.
Right. I remember watching you in 2019. You were here, the fans were here, and they were with you all along. That means they were singing, they were crooning all lyrics, everything was happening. And I also saw that how overwhelmed you were with the kind of response you got. So I hope that happens even more here. I always say that music of a certain artist or a certain artist often finds you at a time you need the most. Has there been an artist over the years, over the last years especially, that has impacted you like that?
Wow, yeah, I feel like yes. I'm trying to think of what would be the best example, like, oh, something that's found me right when I needed it. I feel like that happens a lot with like random songs and stuff. Like I'll just somebody will show me a song right when I'm like, well, that's exactly what I'm going through. But in terms of like an artist, I'm really late on this. Um, I'm always late. I'm not always late on things. That's not true. But um, the Cigarettes After Sex album, you know, that by Cigarettes After Sex,
Yeah.
that found me in I just, like I've always been aware, but I just, like, in the past year have started listening to that album, like, it became, like, one of my most listened to albums ever, and I still don't know how to put it into words, but something about it just, like it's, like yeah, I don't know, it gets me and yeah.
I get it. I know what you're talking about. You connect at a level you probably cannot describe. Years ago, when I came across Paris in the Rain, I was literally listening to Enter the Loop, so I completely understand what you're talking about. I also want to ask this question because since you're coming back to India after a while, and during your previous trips, you didn't have enough time to explore. And when you do get time to explore Mumbai, do you have anything on your bucket list?
Yeah, you know what? That makes me just like reminds me like I before I come, I'm usually so busy to the point
Yeah,
of like I just like hop on the plane and then it's
yeah.
like we're there and I'm like, okay, like let's go do stuff and then I don't have a plan. So I'm fixing that this time. I'm manifesting it that I'm gonna put together a plan of things that I want to do in my free time so that by the time I land, I know that I'll actually like have things to do. So I don't know. If there was like is there one thing that for me you think I should really do?
I think when you do land in Mumbai and if you get enough time for yourself, I think you should explore the city or maybe try Mumbai street food. I think you'll love it.
Oh, yeah, no, I've definitely had the food and I would love to yeah, that's gonna be yeah,
Yeah.
essential.
I also want to ask this question like, if one of your songs could serve as a time capsule for future generations to understand this period of your life or what people can expect from your upcoming music, what is that one song that you would pick or couple of songs that you would pick and why?
Of my own songs?
Yeah.
Oh, no. I mean, definitely The Other would be just my first song would be, like, one of those, and then if there was one other song, it'd probably be, like yeah, like Paris in the Rain or something. Yeah. I
Right.
feel like those 2. I feel like those 2 are the first ones that come to my mind, or Modern Loneliness, but yeah.
Before I do wrap up, I do want to ask in an industry often likened with fast food due to its competitiveness and the survival to sustain in the industry, how do you sustain as an artist and maintain that authenticity and honesty with your craft and not going for that one hit wonder?
That's a really good question. Yeah. I feel like for me, it's like I get it and I don't even hate it. I actually love it. I think I want to speak more to that and but at the same time I think I've tried to speak to it in ways that weren't genuine to me and now I'm going to be much speaking much more eloquently and honestly directly towards the source that I wanna be speaking to, and I think, who knows, you know, maybe there'll be some yeah, different kinda hits in there for me, but really, like yeah, I guess we'll see. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Ari. It's always a pleasure talking to you. I am looking forward to seeing you, and hopefully, we get to meet in person this time.
Yeah, definitely. That would be
Yeah.
sweet.
And before I do say my goodbyes, I do want to say that I hope you know that there are people around the world that absolutely resonate with your music and love you so much.
Oh my goodness.
Don't worry, don't worry. When we do meet, and I hope we do meet, we'll cry together.
Perfect. Okay, yes. 100%.
100%.
100%.
Thank you, and all the very best. See you soon.
Thank you so much.